watching Rogers TV.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
You're watching Rogers TV.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000. Does he realize he could have a criminal record for his choice to drive? And it could be much worse if he crashes. I wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
Have a Holden one at 15.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Piece by piece. Watch Piece by Piece at home. From revolutionary artist Pharrell Williams, experience a movie unlike anything you've ever seen.
Music was mesmerizing to me, and that became my superpower.
With the biggest star-studded lineup in the Lego universe.
That's incredible.
That's Pharrell on the hood.
I was always a bad gangster, but you brought out a smile.
Look what we can do when we come together.
Piece by piece.
Today, I helped a parent feed their family by connecting them to a food program.
Today, I helped someone connect with mental health supports.
Today, I helped a couple struggling to pay their bills access financial aid.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
This is Rogers TV. You're watching Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Sergeant at Arms, march on the colours. We will now have our national anthem. Oh no, we'll do it. Okay, yeah, I'll do that right. We will now have the land acknowledgement.
We acknowledge that the lands on which we gather are situated on the unceded traditional territories of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq nations. We also acknowledge Labrador as a traditional homelands of the Innu and Inuit. We strive to be responsible stewards of the land and commit ourselves to working in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. Therefore, we collectively have an inherent responsibility to foster healthier relationships with First Peoples and to further the calls to action as outlined by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
We will now have the last post, a minute of silence and the rousal. We will now have the act of remembrance. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them. Now the Reverend Captain Schroeder will give us our prayer.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this time of commemoration and this time of remembrance. I invite you this time, as I bring a moment of reflection, to take time to think about the reasons we are here, to reflect upon, and things to be grateful for. On this solemn day, in this most sacred garden where many of our veterans have gathered and some of our nation's heroes rest, we gather in memory of those who lost their lives so that we could live in freedom, according to the values that we hold dear, in the spirit of peace and gratitude. This moment prompts us to reflect on the sacrifices of our heroes and their families. In this moment of silence, we recognize the courage of all who served, leaving behind loved ones to defend something greater than themselves. Their actions remind us of the strength and unity. It is in this unity that we find hope and resilience amid challenges our world continues to face. Let us open our hearts to the lessons of the past. From conflict, we learn the power of love, love that binds families, communities, and all humanity. Those we remember today were driven by this force towards their fellow human beings and the ideals of peace and justice. In remembrance, we are filled with gratitude for the peace and liberties we enjoy. This peace was hard-won, and its preservation is a shared responsibility. We must be thankful not only for those who fought, but also for the acts of kindness and the cooperation that helped heal the wounds of conflict and division. Let this Remembrance Day inspire us to carry forward the legacy of those who came before us. May we be bearers of this peace, custodians of compassion, and champions of justice. In this spirit, let us keep their memory alive, not just today, but in our everyday lives, lest we forget.
Thank you. We will now proceed with the laying of the wreaths. Oh, here. I got to go up. Oh, he's doing the fallen comrades, is he? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Brian's doing the... Okay, I've got to work and do the...
The sovereign of deceased comrades being laid by Comrade Danny O'Donnell. Government of Canada, Brian Wagg. Government of Newfoundland, Honorable Dr. John Hagee. Town of Gander, Mayor Percy Farwell. Wing Canadian Armed Forces, Lieutenant Colonel Rhea McLean, assisted by Chief Warrant Officer Frank White. Royal Air Force Captain Nigel Summers. Ferry Command Wayne Vivian. Ferry Command being led by Comrade Daniel O'Donnell. Royal Canadian Mounted Police Constable Rhea Tina Ryder. Gander Fire Department, Addison Quilty, assisted by Jack King. Knights of Columbus, Dan Mahoney, assisted by Ed Blackmore. Arden Royal Canadian Sea Cadets, Jonathan Waterman, assisted by P2 Mia Decker. Gander Royal Canadian Air Cadets, Captain Laura Turner, assisted by Warrant Officer Rachel R. Harvey. 190 Clyde Navy League Sea Cadets, Sub-Lieutenant Ashley Barnes. That concludes the laying of the wreaths for here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for coming out this morning. It's a bit chilly, but we got a good service. Just a reminder, those people that pick up their wreaths, we need those in at the next ceremony at 11 o'clock in by the cenotaph. Again, I want to thank you. We will now play the Royal Anthem.
So she can focus on playing that. Well, not yet.
Hooray! I just moved mine. I'm on the color party.
Advance! Left! Your
Flag party, to your duties, carry on! Parade, to the flag party, salute!
flag party, move to the right. Cut!
Oh, they're coming in by Roger.
Flag party! Halt! Advance! Turn!
We will now have the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the lands
on which we gather are situated on the unceded traditional territories of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. We also acknowledge Labrador as the traditional homelands of the Innu and the Inuit. We strive to be responsible stewards of the land and commit ourselves to working in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. Therefore, we collectively have an inherent responsibility to foster healthier relationships with the First Peoples and to further the calls to action as outlined by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
We will now have a national anthem, O Canada. We will now play Last Post, 2 minutes of silence, and the rousel. Order. Flag. I will now read the Act of Remembrance. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them. Next we have Padre Chaplain Ed Schroeder.
It's my privilege this morning to come and bring our moment of reflection. As we come this day, I hope that we all come with thankful hearts and remembrance for the reasons why we've come. On this day of remembrance, we give thanks for peacekeepers and for those who served on the front lines and for those who supported on the battlefields or at home, for those who volunteered and for those who waited anxiously at home, for those who hoped that things would get better and for those who could not stand by and wait. We give thanks for those who believed that the world could be a better place and for those that still do. We remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, trusting that others could carry and would carry the torch. We give thanks for those who were once enemies and who have become friends and allies. We remember and give thanks for those who are serving in our armed forces, soldiers, sailors, air personnel, officers, and those who provide support for them. We are grateful for clerks and gunners, navigators, parachute packers, infanteers, and public fare officers. We're thankful for those who care for those who fight, from mental health professionals, doctors, and chaplains. We remember those who put themselves in harm's way, for search and rescue technicians, flight engineers, and pilots, for those engaged in mine clearing, and for those in the air or on the high seas, and for all who are supporting trades. We hope and trust for safety in their tasks, keeping virtuous in their calling. May they be preserved from danger and have a safe return to those who they love, lest we forget.
We will now have a reading of Flanders Fields, read by Gwyneth Burke.
In Flanders fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row. The marker place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow. Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, the poppies grow in Flanders field. Au champ d'honneur, les coquelicots sont parsemés de l'eau en l'eau. Auprès des croix et dans l'espace, les alouettes devenues lasses mêlant leur chant au sifflement des obisiers. Nous sommes morts, nous qui songeons la veille encore, à nos parents, à nos amis, c'est nous qui reposons ici, au champ d'honneur. À vous, jeunes désabusés, à vous de porter l'or et flamme, et de garder au fond de l'âme le goût de vivre en liberté. Acceptez le défi sinon, les coquelicots se faneront au champ d'honneur.
Thank you. We will now start the procedures for laying of the wreaths. Miss Beulah Cooper will do make the announcements of when you are ready to come up and lay your wreath.
The Sovereign for Deceased Comrades, being laid by Jim Cross, assisted by Mike Lavers. Government of Canada, Brian Wagg. Government of Newfoundland and Labrador, the Honorable Member Dr. John Hagee. Town of Gander, Mayor Farwell. Canadian Armed Forces, Lieutenant Colonel Rhea McLean, assisted by Master Warrant Officer Lewis. Royal Air Force, Captain Nigel Summers. Ferry Command, Wayne Vivian. Royal Canadian Legion, Comrade Danny O'Donnell. Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Constable Tina Rideout. CEF, Lieutenant Cumming. CRPG Captain Rittridge. Canada, Tracy Eisen and Paul Levitt. For our ill and injured Canadian Armed Forces members, Sylvia King. Gander Military Family Resource Center, the Lambert family. High Sheriff's Office Sergeant Ashley Barrett. Gander Fire Department, Addison Quilty and Jack King. Sea Cadets Jonathan Waterman and Petty Officer Second Mia Decker. Gander Air Cadets, Captain Laura Turner and W.O. Rachel Harvey. Navy League Cadets, Sub-Lieutenant Ashley Burns. Of the North Atlantic, Jennifer Strickland. Shriners, Ralph Miller and Randy Freeborn, and Miss Junior Newfoundland Labrador. Masonic Order, Don Thibault and Dennis Landry. Knights of Columbus, Alec Brackey and Terry Noonan. Gander Elks Club, Luke Schonar and Brent Payton. Gander Lions Club, Graham Luskin. Nav Canada, Mike Gillingham. Walmart store number 3033, Matt Champagne and Laurie Dyson. Registered Nurses Union. Gander Flight Training. Eva's Air. Scouts Canada, members of the Scouts troop. Girl Guides of Canada, members of the Girl Guides.
Slow down now.
Yeah, I know, by going down the
Scouts
list.
are coming right now.
North Atlantic Aviation Museum. National Association of Federal Employees, Jean Dillon and Shirley O'Donnell. Gander Women's Center. There it is. United Church. St. Martin's Church, Reverend Mark Kingsbury. Gander Collegiate. St. Paul's Intermediate Academy. Gander Elementary. Gander Academy. Surveyors and Engineering in memory of Albert and Marie Eisen, being laid by Brad Eisen and Benjamin Eisen. Stuart Abbott. Raymond and Lester Blackmore, the Blackmore family. Lou Pierce, Rita Pierce, and Bryce Pierce. Cecil Daw, Ambrose and Louis Ivany, and Lloyd Joseph Parsons. Harold Golding, the Golding family. Five Goodyear brothers, Headley, Stanley, Oswald, Josiah, and Kenneth. Wilford French, Mark French. Bill McNiven, inlaid by Haley McNiven. Honorary Colonel Frederick Moffat, being laid by Ann Manning Moffat and Major Rob Russell. William Murray, being laid by Kathy Murray. Reverend Wesley Oak, being laid by Pat Oak and Philip Oak. Victor Richards, Roland George Richards, Wilford Charles Richards, and Roy Richards, being laid by Rick and Delphine Richards. George and Kathleen Young, being laid by Wilson Hoff and Lillian Hoff. Jeff Reardon. Ernie Payton. William Tiller. If there's anyone else who has a wreath to lay, please come forward and lay it now. Thank you very much.
We will now play Ode to Newfoundland.
Library attention. Library carry. Attention.
We will now play the Royal Anthem. Sergeant at Arms, march off the flags.
Flag party! March off the flag! Parade! To the flag! Salute!
Flag party, move to the right.
Right! Turn!
Right, little buddy, right.
Rick! Arch!
Right, little buddy.
On behalf of the Royal Canadian Legion, Branch 8 Gander, I would like to thank everyone for coming out to our Remembrance Day wreath laying ceremony. Everyone is invited to come down to the Legion for a social gathering. At this time, this concludes our ceremonies. We thank you.
Poppies, or is there a cross here? With the poppies on? Is there a cross?
Oh no, we so a lot of people have got the pins now, and I don't want to stick the coffee on, but the cross will be down at the Legion if you want to put it in.
Who's over here?
I think I got everybody.
The title of the song is When We Were Only Boys. I recorded this song earlier this year and at my home studio. I created the video really as a tribute to the Blue Pootees, to the Royal Newfoundland Regiment, and really to the ultimate sacrifice that they made at Beaumont Hamel on July 1st of 1916. For those of people who don't really know the details, of the approximately 800 Newfoundland soldiers that went over the top that morning, only 68 were able to answer the roll call the next morning. So lyrically, with this song, I tried to tell it through from the perspective of one of those Newfoundland soldiers. And so it kind of chronicles the journey from enlistment in St. John's to traveling across the ocean and training in England, and ultimately to the muddy battlefields of Beaumont Hamel on July 1st, 1916.
Out on this field, we lay our bones, and if the ground would dry, the wind could carry us home over the trenches, above the noise, where we fought like grown men when we were only boys. From far we came, from bay and town. We signed our names and boarded for England bound, and crossed the sea in a royal convoy, delivered straight into hell when we were only boys. When we arrived at Salisbury Plain, we marched 7 weeks in the sun and rain, but our backs strong they would employ to carry the weight of war when we were only boys. Now at the sun, down in St. John's Road, we waited for the word and did as we were told. That July morning we were deployed, and we were all cut down when we were only boys. Out on that field, we laid our bones, and when the ground did dry, the wind carried us home over the land we had destroyed, into our mother's arms when we were only boys.
Remembrance Day, to me, just basically means a time for us to really appreciate the sacrifices that those before us made. It's really hard to imagine us being in that situation that those young boys were in, and it just gives you a really deep appreciation for what they must have went through, what their families went through, what the province went through with such a loss. So it's really a time of appreciation. The title of the song is When We Were Only Boys. I recorded this song earlier this year and at my home studio. I created the video really as a tribute to the Blue Pootees, to the Royal Newfoundland Regiment, and really to the ultimate sacrifice that they made at Beaumont Hamel on July 1st of 1916. For those of people who don't really know the details, of the approximately 800 Newfoundland soldiers that went over the top that morning, only 68 were able to answer the roll call the next morning. So lyrically, with this song, I tried to tell it through from the perspective of one of those Newfoundland soldiers. And so it kind of chronicles the journey from enlistment in St. John's to traveling across the ocean and training in England, and ultimately to the muddy battlefields of Beaumont Hamel on July 1st, 1916.
Out on this field, we lay our bones, and if the ground would dry, the wind could carry us home over the trenches, above the noise, where we fought like grown men when we were only boys. From far we came, from bay and town. We signed our names and boarded for England bound, and crossed the sea in a royal convoy, delivered straight into hell when we were only boys. When we arrived at Salisbury Plain, we marched 7 weeks in the sun and rain, but our backs strong they would employ to carry the weight of war when we were only boys. Now at the sun, down in St. John's Road, we waited for the word and did as we were told. That July morning we were deployed, and we were all cut down when we were only boys. Out on that field, we laid our bones, and when the ground did dry, the wind carried us home over the land we had destroyed. into our mother's arms when we were only boys.
Remembrance Day, to me, just basically means a time for us to really appreciate the sacrifices that those before us made. It's really hard to imagine us being in that situation that those young boys were in, and it just gives you a really deep appreciation for what they must have went through, what their families went through, what the province went through with such a loss. So it's really a time of appreciation.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us or send us your feedback through social media.
This is Rogers TV.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. Smoking weed affects reaction time and concentration. A message from Mad Canada.
There aren't many hospitals left in this town that are willing to take a risk on you.
Mondays on City TV.
We have a new attending, Dr. Oliver Wolf.
Dr. Wolf?
Wolf? Wolf!
You can call me Wolf or Oliver.
We might actually learn something for a change.
There's no one who's more devoted to their patients than you.
We are going to figure this out together.
Where you get into trouble is with the establishment.
You took him to a bar.
Yeah, but look, there's a method to my madness, Kelly.